Ezekiel Elliott has been in the news for both the right and the wrong reasons over the past year. He's still under investigation by the NFL for domestic violence and assault allegations. And now the NFL may be dealing with a new incident involving the 21-year-old running back. Elliott was drinking a beer next to a group of people while on the roof of a Dallas bar to watch the St. Patrick's Day parade, where he pulled a woman's shirt down, exposing her bare breasts. Now, TMZ spoke with Elliott's rep, who said the woman wasn't upset and actually hung out with Zeke and a group of friends after the parade. And it was all in good fun. On that note, I promised you Damian Woody. He is here. Damian, we discussed this a little bit earlier in the show. Do you have a problem, or do you feel that the Cowboys have a problem on their hands with Ezekiel Elliott?
Well, Molly, I've been going back and forth with this. I was really thinking about this.
Yeah.
And for me, I think the biggest thing is this a pattern? Is this a pattern here with Zeke Elliott? He came into the league, under investigation for an incident that happened at Ohio State. Then he comes with the Cowboys, and then you have this incident happen right here. And if you're Zeke, the thing that I have a problem with is, you're a known figure. You've been known since Ohio State. You come to the Dallas Cowboys, quote unquote, the America's team. You have this tremendous year. You're helping your team. But then you keep doing these little things that start making you say, what's up with this guy? And I know as a player, if I'm a teammate of Ezekiel Elliott, I would be like, bro, you need to slow down, because if this keeps up and you get yourself jammed up and you're off the field, guess what? Now you're affecting the food on my plate, because we all know, more so than any other pro sport, football relies on the next man next to you, and you need all 11 guys to go out there and perform. And so Zeke, while I'm not going to crucify him, and he hasn't committed a crime, but each incident right here could potentially lead to something that would force either Dallas Cowboys or the NFL to remove him from the field. And as a player, I would have a huge, huge issue with that, because, again, now you're messing with my money, and can't have that. Can't have it, Stephen A.
Well, you're right about that. Go ahead, Max. I'll comment last. Go ahead, Max.
Well, I would say we talked about this last week, Damian, and that was my comment last week, was a veteran teammate of Ezekiel Elliott's needs to grab him and be like, yo, settle down. And that was before this latest incident. I don't care if the woman's there saying, hey, I want you to do this. Publicly, if you're Ezekiel Elliott, I don't care if you're drinking. That's on you. You have to exercise better judgment. And again, I'll say what I said earlier. He's lucky that she didn't, after the fact, say, I was uncomfortable with that. I didn't like that. I was embarrassed by that. Then we'd be having a whole other conversation.
See, for me, what it comes down to is this. Damian Woody is absolutely right. At Ohio State, you're playing for a national championship every year. You're in the eye of the storm. We know this. Now you go to the NFL. You hear Mel Kiper Jr. talk all the time. I'm not taking a running back in the first round. I don't care what the circumstances are. I'm not doing it. But Ezekiel Elliott went number 4 overall to the Dallas Cowboys. You come on the scene like a gangbuster. You rush for over 1,500 yards. You put forth a sensational performance in your first NFL season. Is it possible, Damian? He feeling himself a little bit. Thinking he a little bit untouchable. Thinking he's a little bit invincible. Is that possible?
Oh, it's definitely possible, because I've been there. I've been a 21-year-old coming in, first-round pick, having all this money, and feeling like I had a superiority complex where I feel like I could do whatever I wanted. I'm pretty sure Zeke and a lot of other rookies feel the same way. But again, someone, I think Max hit on it, someone has to pull this young fella to the side and like, listen, in this age of smartphones, everyone is a paparazzi. Everyone has their eye on you. Nobody cares about everyone else at the parade. They're all looking at you, Zeke Elliott. That's all they're focused on. So you have to be cognizant of your surroundings, and that goes for anyone.
I'm gonna tell you who. There are 2 people that should pull him to the side, and it ain't Dak Prescott, and it ain't Des Bryant, and all that. It's 2 people, Jerry Jones and Roger Goodell, separately. Jerry Jones, you can be gone. You like wearing this star. You like being in this billion-dollar playpen. You like being the star on Big D. You gonna be. Listen. I'm not going to tolerate this from you. We need you. And Roger Goodell needs to sit up there and invite him up to the league office and have Lisa Friel and those 3 other women that he has hovering over the league in terms of their policies with domestic violence and off-field behavior and things of that nature. And just sit up there and say, we just want you to know we're watching. We just want you to know we're watching. We want you to know that wherever you go or what you do, we will be watching. I promise you, if this man has a sense inside of that big skull of his, which I'm sure he does, it's one of those situations where that will be a wake-up call. This dude is a future star in this league. He does not deserve to be character assassinated by me or anybody else, but he does deserve to be warned, because to do what he did with an investigation still ongoing is the height of stupidity. It just is. And it's not about alcohol. It ain't about drugs, even though some people say he had a drink in his hand or whatever the case may be. This is about you, man. He's got to pump the brakes.
Earlier, Stephen A.
That's why I think a veteran teammate that he respects is the best idea, because a guy who's been through what he's been through before, or some version of it, who Zeke has respect for, takes him aside and tells him what Damian said, like, we need you. And not only that, it's coming from a place where Zeke knows that the other guy knows what he's going through. I think that would be more meaningful than, say, Jerry Jones.
Before we move on, which we're going to do in just a second, earlier Stephen A. said he would give him a fine and that the team should actually have to punish him. Do you think he should get any type of punishment from the NFL or the Cowboys?
No, I don't think that's warranted. I don't think I'm not, here to crucify, Zeke Elliott, but I want to I would like him to know that, listen, I think Stephen A. said it, people are watching. Okay. Everyone is watching. So no fines or anything like that, but just pump the brakes.
Got it.
Hold on, Molly.
Yeah.
Hold on, Molly. Let me respond to Damian on that. Damian, the only reason I say a fine is appropriate is because you know better than any of us. You feel when your wallet dips a little bit, you do feel that. And keep in mind, it's on video. This is not something we heard about. The fact that it's on video and it became news because of that falls under the conduct policy of the National Football League. So why not beat him to the punch and just hit him with a fine to sit up there and remind him you can't do something like that? Why not?
Stephen, let me tell you something. As a former player, fines, when you're making a lot of bread, fines don't really. It really doesn't matter. He'll cut a check like that, and he'll continue to go on. I'd rather for someone, a mentor or someone on that team, to really talk to him, get to him, and let him know that we need you on the field.
That will have more impact.